Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to everyone watching my video and also to all my subscribers. Thank you for watching and for subscribing to my channel. And those who haven't subscribed yet to my channel, I hope you would click on that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. So today I'll be sharing with you some important documents that you really need when applying for global opportunities. And I'll be specific about this. I'll be talking about international scholarships. So please sit right back and listen because you really need this video. If you're applying for international scholarships, you don't want to miss any bit of it. So welcome and let's ride on. A lot of people have been saying they are confused about some documents that they would need for applications. And I know I've spoken to some people, and the first question I get from them is, what document should I put together? One of the important documents you need when applying for international scholarship is your international passport. The international passport is a worldwide and internationally recognized document for identification. And these international passports, you can get it from the country where you are a citizen. All you need to do is to go to the immigration office. Every country should have the process on how to obtain these documents. So you need to research. For Nigeria, you need to apply. There's an online application that you can fill up for this passports, or you can go to the immigration office to get this. I'll be dropping a link where you can see the online application for this international passport for Nigeria specifically. So this is very important because any application you make, they will tell you to upload a document of identity, and that is specifically your international passport. It's advised that your international passport should have more than 6 months validity from the start of your scholarship. So for example, if you're going to start your studies as a scholarship student internationally in September, so you count from September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So you have to have more than 6 months after the start of your master's or your studies. So you have to check this. Another important document that you need when applying for international scholarships is your transcripts. These transcripts has all the courses you did in your undergraduate studies. It has the grading system. It has the CGPA. It has your grades. It has all information that says you actually did well during your undergraduate studies, or it gives information on how you performed academically during your undergraduate studies. So it's a very important document that you need. It's not the same thing as your degree certificate. It is a separate document that lists all the courses that you did during your studies. So this is a very important document that you need. When applying for studies, when applying for scholarships, they will definitely ask you to upload a transcript. And if you don't have a transcript, most times you're losing in the requirements. So it's better that if you're preparing for international scholarships, you should have your transcripts handy. You can have a student's copy. You just have to apply to your institution. And another thing you need to know about the transcript is that there are some universities, especially in the US and Canada, that would want you to evaluate your academic documents. So you can use WES to do this evaluation. I'll also be dropping a link to the WES website where you can see how this evaluation is done. So if you are interested in studying in the US, it's good that you just do this evaluation. Keep your documents. They keep whatever evaluation they've done on your documents safe in their system. So any university that needs this evaluated version of your documents, you just need to contact them and tell them to send it to the university, and they will send it. You don't need to do it over and over again. It's just once and for all. So this is another thing you need to consider as well. Then another important document that you also need for international scholarship is your degree certificate. It's not always requested for at the beginning of your application, but I would advise that you have this handy because it's also good to upload it. If they have an option to upload it, most times they will say it's not compulsory. They won't like make it a mandatory document. But I usually advise that you have this document handy and upload it because it also gives you an advantage over others. You might not be told openly that you have an advantage over others if you have this degree, but it gives you an advantage because it shows that you've completed your studies. So they don't need to start maybe sending you multiple emails just for you to submit this document in the future. They already know you've completed, you're ready to start the next step of your educational journey, maybe master's or PhD. So I would advise that you have this document handy as you start applying for international scholarships. So another document also that is very important is your English proficiency certificates. From my own experience, I will tell you that almost all the scholarships that I applied for, especially in English-speaking countries, even in countries that are not English-speaking, as long as the studies would be taught in English, they would request for this English proficiency certificate. And there are different certifications you can get. You can get the IELTS, that is the IELTS. You can also get the TOEFL, the paper-based TOEFL or the computer-based test. Another way you can also prove that you are proficient in English language is if you have studied for more than 4 years in English, probably in your undergraduate studies, you could get a document from your institution. I know that a lot of institutions do this and a lot of institutions accept this. You can get a document from your institution stating that you studied in English. And another thing is your transcript also can state that you studied in English. So these are ways you can prove this. IELTS is already very expensive now, but if you have the money, because for me, I prefer that you don't have to like go through all the stress of explaining, I studied in English, I did that, I did that. For me, I prefer having that English, international English proficiency certificate. And once it's requested for, you just submit it because there is a high possibility that they would also consider that above other. But these are different ways you can prove that you can speak English or that you've studied in English or that you're proficient in English. I remember I got that document from my undergraduate studies. I also got it from my master's when I was applying for PhD. I had to use the letter from my master's studies and I attached the IELTS that I wrote. These international certificates usually, they say the validity is 2 years. So if it's more than 2 years, they feel like you need to have a new one. Can you imagine that? Like after 2 years, it means you can't speak English anymore. One other mandatory document that you will need is your curriculum vitae. Did I pronounce it well? Okay, for short, it's your CV. You need your CV when applying for international scholarships. And one thing is that every country has a format for their CV. There are some scholarships you would apply for and they will specify they need this format for your CV. I can remember when I was applying for the Erasmus Mundus scholarship, they specifically requested for the I think it's Europass CV, the European format CV. So for this CV, you have like the template online. All you need to do is to just go online, fill it up, and you download it and submit it. So I'll drop a link also to that Europass CV so you can look through it. So the fact is that you have to like know how each country presents their CV, how the CV for each country looks like. Do they need pictures? Recently, most countries do not request for pictures on CVs because they would prefer CVs to be like only with names. So they don't want to judge because of the whole inclusive and diversity kind of thing. They don't want to have your date of birth or your sex or your nationality on your CV. No, the important thing is just your name on the CV, your address, your email address, and your phone number. These are the important personal information that you need on your CV before you start giving a summary, your skills, your education, your profession. I will make another video that would give detailed information about how to write your CV and the information you need to put in your CV and also the different formats of CV. But just bear in mind that you need a CV, a comprehensive CV with all important information when you are applying for international scholarships. And then another document you need when applying for international scholarships is reference letters. You need reference letters. Most times you need 2, sometimes 3 for your application. What I advise and what I actually did was that I had multiple. I kept communication with a lot of people, like 2 or 3 professors. And then I have personal referees. I have referees from the places I work because you can get references from your school. That is academic references. You can get references from places you volunteered. And these references will talk about your community involvement, your volunteering involvement, and your leadership skills. You can get references from your place of work, which will give information about your professional work. And you can get references, personal references from people that know you, not friends actually, but people in respectable positions that know you, that could vouch for your character. Most times they call it character reference. And this could be a reverend, it could be from the courts, it could be from someone in a political position. So you can get references from all these people. So I would advise when you're preparing for international scholarships or any global opportunity that you keep communication with at least 3 people, 3 professors or 3 lecturers from your undergraduate studies. Keep communication with your superiors at work where you have your professional experience. Also know some people who can provide personal or character references for you. Keep regular communication with these people, not when you need the reference, you go like talk to them. No, just have a regular communication with them. As this communication will enable them provide these references for you whenever you need them, and they would also be up to date with the ongoings in your life, and they will know what to write for you whenever they want to write these references for you. So this is one important document as well. There is no application that would not ask for references. They would always ask for references, and please, please, please make sure that whoever is providing references for you is in good terms with you and is ready to speak well of you, because some positions you might be so qualified, but the referees or the references could just snatch that out for you. And then another thing that you also need is motivational letter. If you watched my first video where I talked about the things you need to do when preparing for global opportunities, I talked about improving my writing skills. Every application will ask for motivational letters. So you should know how to draft this letter in a coherent manner. One, in motivational letters, you need to understand what they want in the letter, the information they've asked of you in the letter, how they want you to present it, and be able to present it in a way that is understandable and not questionable. And if you're providing any facts about whatever you have done, whatever activities you've done, you should have evidence for it. If you have a link, just put it in your letter. I would also be making a video to tell you how to draft a personal statement or a motivational statement in a convincing way. Let me say an award-winning or scholarship-winning motivational letter. So, but in the meantime, just know that you need a motivational letter for your applications. Some applications might need essays, like 4, 5 essays, telling you to write about different things. Maybe talk about the courses you're going to study, talk about the impact, your career plans, long and short-term career plans, talk about your background and the skills you have. All of these things might come in one letter or in different essays. So you should know how to put these things together and present them convincingly. So this is another document that you will need for your international scholarships. If you're applying for a research position, they would sometimes request for research proposals. This is also something else. I won't call this a mandatory document because not all scholarships request for this. But for those that request for it, it's usually mandatory, and it's advisable that you upload this if you want to be selected for those scholarships. So this is another document, a research proposal. It comes with an introduction, a problem statement, and it also comes with like a brief literature review of what you want to study. Like you're telling them this research you want to do, this is how far it has come, and this is the gap that you want to fill. And you talk about the impact your work, the significance of your work, the impact your work would have, and you will talk about the methodology in brief. Most times it's usually like 1 to 2 pages, but it should be comprehensive enough. You might not end up doing that research, but it tells them that you can write something. It also speaks volume of your writing ability. So this is one document also that you might be requested to upload in a scholarship application. Of course, another document that you need is your application form. You can't even apply for any scholarship without an application form. But the thing is, a lot of people take this so lightly because they feel it's just the application. The other documents are more important. No. I should have even mentioned this first because the application form is very important. One mistake in the application form disqualifies you. Your eligibility is screened from the application form. So the application form is one you should fill diligently. Anything you're not sure of when filling up an application form, you have to make inquiries. Inquire, don't just say, don't assume that this is what they mean in that application form. It might not be. So make inquiries, ask questions. If this is what they want, you have to ask questions and be sure of what you're feeling. And don't make mistakes. Go through it over and over again. You might be sure of something and think you selected the right option, but you've made a mistake. Maybe because of autocorrection in your system, or I don't know, a glitch or something. So always go over your application form and make sure that you're submitting the right information in it. One non-mandatory document is your proof of residency. It's not mandatory for some scholarships, but I know that the Erasmus Mundus scholarship requested for that. You have to show a proof of residency. Why? Because they are giving the scholarships to people residing in some particular places. And also, the Erasmus Mundus scholarship would want to cover your fare from where you're residing. That is why they would request for your proof of residency to know that you are not living in the European Union, because this scholarship is for international students, and also the allowance given to European students, and the quota is different. So it's quota based. So you have to provide a proof of residency to show that you're representing a particular maybe non-program country, and you're eligible to be offered a scholarship in a particular category. So this is one document that is mandatory for the Erasmus scholarship. I think maybe there are some other scholarships that might need this, but the Erasmus scholarship is one that I know that really asks for this. And you can get it maybe from your council. You can prove this through your bills, maybe electricity bills, water bills. in your home where you live, and you can also prove this with a recent post or letter posted to you from a formal organization. Maybe if your tax office or your local government or your school posts a letter to you to that address, you can use a picture of that letter or a scan of that letter with that address to prove that you've been living there. And it's usually 3 months duration, so the letter should not be older than 3 months. I think the proof of address should not be older than 3 months before your application. Another document that you might need is standardized tests. Some applications would want you, or some schools will want you to submit GRE, GMAT scores. These are exams where they test your quantitative reasoning. So some would ask for it. I never submitted these documents. I never submitted GRE or GMATs for any of my scholarships, but I know that some schools in the US ask for this, or even Canada. And most times they might not make it mandatory, but I know there are some situations where people with these documents are prioritized over other applicants. Yeah. And finally, some scholarships might ask you for a portfolio, but this will be for people going for like a course or a program in fashion, arts. So they might ask for a portfolio to show a compilation of your work. I'm not very familiar with that, but I know that some programs would ask for a portfolio. So I hope I have been able to provide a comprehensive information on the documents that you will need for some of your applications, some of your scholarship applications. And I hope that this video helps you as you apply for international scholarships. If you have any questions with regards to this video, you can just put it in the comment section and I will answer you. And if it requires making a video about it, I will make a video with those questions to answer them for you. And I wish you all the best of luck in your scholarship applications, and just come back to this channel. I will be providing more information, more helpful information for your career journey, for your scholarship journey, for your journey into the global space. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button, like this video, share it. There are a lot of people who might want to watch this, and also click on the notification button so that whenever I upload another video, you will be the first to get it. Thank you and have